So what's the one thing that separates the really great leaders from everyone else? Well, today we're going to break down that secret weapon, the CEO mission statement. Think of it as your own personal compass for cutting through all the noise of leadership. But first, let's start with a really fundamental question. As a leader, what is your actual job? I mean, it is so easy to get swallowed up by the day-to-day, right? Putting out fires, managing one crisis after another. But true leadership, well, it isn't about just being the busiest person in the building, it's about something way more important.
You see, we often think leadership is all about having this amazing charisma or being the hardest worker, but that's not it at all. Real effective leadership boils down to one simple word: clarity. It's knowing with absolute certainty what your job is, and, just as importantly, what it isn't.
And to get that kind of clarity, we first have to nail down the absolute non-negotiable responsibilities of a CEO. These are the things that you, as the leader, simply cannot hand off to anyone else, period.
And it all comes down to this number right here: 4. That's it. There are exactly 4 core responsibilities that you, the CEO, have to own completely. If you can master these 4, you are building the foundation for truly incredible leadership.
So, what are they? First, you own the organizational chart. That means getting the right people in the right seats. Second, you are the chief architect of the culture. It starts and ends with you. Third, you own the strategy, the machine that actually drives the business. And finally, you control the allocation of resources. You decide where the time and money go. Everything else can be delegated, not these 4.
Okay, so managing those 4 areas is a huge task, right? So how on earth do you stay on course without getting lost in the weeds? Well, you need a compass, a guiding light to get you through the chaos. You need what we call a leadership North Star.
And that North Star, that is your personal CEO mission statement. Now, let's be really clear here. This is not that generic mission statement you slap on the company website for your customers. Nope. This is your personal guiding principle. It's the internal filter for every single decision you make. It spells out your purpose, your values, and your vision. So what does one of these actually look like? Well, here's a fantastic example. To lead with integrity, foster innovation, and create sustainable value for our customers, employees, and stakeholders. Do you see how clear and decisive that is? It's a standard. Every single action you take can be measured against it. Does this decision foster innovation? Yes? Go. No. Stop.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, I need one of those. How do you actually craft a mission statement for yourself that's this powerful? Well, it's a process, a deep reflection, really, that we can break down into 4 key steps.
First, you've got to reflect on your purpose. Why are you really doing this, beyond just making money? Next, you identify your core values. What are the principles you will absolutely not compromise on? Things like transparency or empathy. Then, you define your vision. What does real success, your impact, look like in 5 or 10 years? And finally, and this is the really crucial part, you simplify it all. You distill everything down into 1 or 2 powerful, easy-to-remember sentences.
And this is where it all comes together. Because a powerful personal mission, it doesn't just stay personal. It becomes the seed from which your entire company culture grows. It lays the foundation for how everybody in the organization operates.
And let's get crystal clear on what we mean by culture. Culture is not free snacks, or a gym membership, or any of those other office perks. I mean, those things are nice, don't get me wrong, but they are not culture. Real culture is the shared values, the guiding behaviors. It's how work actually gets done when the boss isn't looking. Just think about the legendary mantra from Southwest Airlines: a plane on the ground makes no money. Wow, that simple statement captures their entire strategy of operational excellence. It aligns every single person, from the pilot to the person handling the baggage, around one shared goal: efficiency. That is culture in action, and it's all driven by a clear mission. And just like Southwest, your mission can be the thing that aligns your entire team. So I'll ask you again, what is your North Star? Taking the time to define it is probably the single most important thing you can do to level up your leadership. If you're ready to get started on that journey, go visit www.archonusa.com and request your free leadership brief.